Oklahoma City's budget crisis could take officers off the streets. Thanks for joining us. I'm Andrew Spino.
And I'm Jamie Soretta. Fox 25 obtained the Oklahoma City Police Chief's proposal for cutbacks. Tonight, Fox 25's Lisa Monahan tells us how the reductions could impact public safety. She has the story only on Fox. Lisa.
The city asked each department to outline a 12% budget cut for the next fiscal year. For the Oklahoma City Police Department, it's a loss of more than $12 million. Chief Bill City calls his proposal the worst case scenario.
We tried to tell people this was coming and that was smothered.
A yes vote for MAPS puts more police and firefighters on the street. Puts more police and firefighters on the street.
It will assure us that through the rest of this fiscal year and next fiscal year, we will see no cuts of police officers, period. No matter what we experience in our sales tax revenue shortfalls.
Firing officers, investigators, and support staff tops the list of budget cuts Oklahoma City Police Chief Bill City recommends.
That's the first thing on the page, but it's in the hierarchy of things to cut. That's the last thing we want to have to do.
Chief City says the proposal Fox 25 obtained outlines possible changes to the department. If forced to make the 12% cuts, Chief City says 135 officers will lose their jobs.
And I know everybody wants to know whether or not officers are going to be cut. Officers being cut, hopefully, is the last resort.
In the proposal, the patrol unit will take the biggest cut, losing 36 positions.
Public safety needs more uniformed officers out in the street doing the public service work that they're called to do.
The Impact Unit 21 and Investigations 19, but the chief says other cuts will come first.
You go through every position, you go through every division within this police department, and you decide what's the least important here.
Yeah, but what we're burying the lead here because we're doing what we said we're going to do.
Before getting rid of officers, the chief plans to cut from prevention and educational programs, followed by a cut in the benefits offered to police officers.
My priority, and I've already made this clear, is that we want to keep officers on the street.
The city plans to negotiate with the union, asking it to consider forfeiting officers' uniform allowance, education incentives, and the take-home vehicle program. The Fraternal Order of Police says it's not surprised by the city's budget crisis. The FOP says it spent months warning citizens about this very situation.
While we were telling people that, we were being accused of trying to confuse them with the facts. Now apparently the facts are pretty evident to everyone, and the city's going to have to make some adjustments.
But right now, at a critical time in our city's history, we're facing union efforts that I think are designed to confuse our voters into thinking that somehow, that if MAPS passes, it creates public safety issues.
I think it would contradict what I and we said during the campaign. Are we going to get back to the budget meeting? Okay.
Promises aren't kept. It's up to the public to do something about it.
We called the Chamber of Commerce to see if it plans to make sure the city upholds the promises made during the campaign. The Chamber says its only responsibility was to make sure MAPS 3 passed. A
yes vote will create jobs, a yes vote is going to improve the quality of life, and a yes vote is going to put more dollars into public safety.
A yes vote for MAPS puts more police and firefighters on the street. That hundreds of millions of dollars are coming for streets and public safety.
It's the best thing for public safety.
And the FOP says it will work with the city to come to an agreement, just not at the expense of employees.
I think it's very sad that that would even be considered. We recognize the position the city is in, but to consider paying for things on the backs of the employees, which ultimately affect the citizens.
But Chief City says this is just a rough draft for a rough situation.
And my document is just the very beginning of that process. And the council ultimately makes a decision based on how much money the city has to spend for the services that we provide.
Well, the city's finance director says it's not likely the department will have to take a 12% budget cut. The city says it's starting negotiations with the unions, but the FOP says it has not seen a proposal from the city at this point.
What about the people that have lived here all their lives, born and raised here, pay taxes here, vote here?
One of the most basic qualities of life is to feel safe and secure in your own home, in your schools, and your businesses.
Public safety is our #1 priority at City Hall, and we certainly wouldn't be doing anything, MAPS or otherwise, that's going to jeopardize the safety of our citizens.
That the campaign was run that there will be additional police officers and firefighters. The only last thing I would say is I just know, knowing this council and the 2.5 years I've been here, that we can do better than this.
I'm in agreement with the fire department. I'm in agreement with the police department. And I never had any love for the police department. This makes no sense to me.